the bad guy because I ghosted my boyfriend? Basically, I dated a guy for about 4 months. Then I had to leave the country. We stayed in touch, but emotionally he checked out once I left. While in my country, I got really sick and was in the hospital, which delayed my return. His avoidance caused me to break with him, which he failed to acknowledge many times. When I returned to his country after all I had been through, and finally got my own place, he reached out to congratulate me, and said he wanted to take me out to dinner to celebrate, and that he wanted to talk about his feelings for me. I was shocked, and reluctantly said, okay. A week goes by, and I get a message at 5 p.m. on Saturday at the last minute. He said, hey, do you want to come over for dinner or something? After not contacting me all week, so I said no. After that, he lost it, and I ended up in another call with him.
Am I the bad guy for sitting in the seat I paid for on a plane? When I was 22, I was getting on a plane to head home on vacation from college. I always buy the cheapest tickets home or anywhere because college is expensive. With that being said, I'm always one of the last to board the plane, which doesn't bother me. On this specific flight, I had a seat around row 12. I had the window seat, and because I was in the last group, the people in the middle and aisle seat were already there. It was an older couple who were very nice. I politely pointed to the empty seat and said that's me. The lady across the aisle tapped me and asked me. I was talking to the couple. I told her that I was just trying to get to my seat. The older couple didn't mind getting up to let me in. This lady wasn't related or associated to this couple. She then told me that I'm wrong and need to go find my correct seat. I assured her.
Am I the bad guy for telling my husband I was going to divorce him for going to his sister's wedding? My sister-in-law is getting married and I've been helping her plan her wedding. She asked me to be in the wedding party. I agreed to that. My husband agreed to have me read a prayer at the church, even though I'm not very religious, and to sponsor the wedding. Comes to today her first dress fitting. I'm there with my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law, and her future in-laws. Everyone was looking at bridesmaid dresses and so was I. I was then in that moment told I was not in the wedding party. I was not allowed to be in the wedding photos, and would have to drive myself to the wedding, due to my husband being in the groom's party. I was told I was basically the wedding my planner, and would need to leave after the ceremony while the wedding party took photos. To make sure the reception was being set up correctly, I walked away and texted my husband I was upset, but didn't want to ruin his sister's big moment she picked her dress. I made it outside and began to cry and called my husband, and explained the situation to him. His isn't the first time his family has done this to me in the 9 years we've been together. I no longer wanted to attend the wedding and he said okay, but I still am. I told him if he wanted to that was fine, but it would be the last time he allows his family to make me feel this way. He said I'm being ridiculous and my family agrees with him.
Am I the bad guy for leaving my husband in the store because he acts like a toddler? Sometime in the last year, my husband has picked up a habit where he talks like a baby. At first it was funny, but passed into embarrassing. Examples being doggo, sandwiches, chicken nuggies, or adding a toddler-esque list to words. We were at a restaurant with some friends. He actually ordered a chicken sammy. It's totally fine that he ordered the chicken sandwich. It's the way he said it in public. Our friends noticed the baby talk, because he insisted on continuing the joke. After that, I just couldn't stomach the idea of going out with him to adult places. I finally hit my limit when we were grocery shopping and everything seemed normal and fine. Until he gasped like a kid, ran to the ice cream section and jumped up and down yelling, "Ice cream! Ice cream! I want chocolate!" I was mortified. People were staring at him and me. He kept going and kept saying, "Can we get popsicles?" And I just said either talk to me like an adult or I'm leaving. He started saying, "Oh, you must be fun at parties and lighten up, will you?" I couldn't do it. I left the store, leaving him to walk home like a mile. He keeps telling me that he wants an apology for embarrassing him by leaving him in the store. I told him that people don't get to demand apologies. I'm absolutely not going to apologize for saving myself the embarrassment of a 35-year-old man with a mortgage and retirement account asking for chocolate ICWAM. He got his mom involved, no joke. She keeps telling me it's just a phase and that he's probably bored.
Am I the bad guy for saying my wife is not my dream girl? So my wife and I have been doing a game night every so often with some other couples. We were playing this card game the other night that was like basically a trivia game for couples to play. And you were asked a question and you write down your answer and your partner has to guess what they think you answered. So some of the questions in this version were a little spicy and one of the questions was who is your dream man, woman to be with. I wrote down my spin instructor, since my wife knows I think she's hot, and thought she'd guess her and we'd get a point. Turns out every other husband either wrote down their wife or a fictional character. My wife was livid and upset. I tried to explain. I didn't actually want to do anything with my spin instructor. Is she overreacting?
Am I the bad guy for not letting my husband name my daughter after my dead sister? Our 28 female gave birth a week ago, and when that happened my boyfriend suggested we name her Ashley. And I told him no because that's the name of my twin sister who died. He started telling me it would be fine since my sister was dead, but I told him if we named our daughter that I would have mental breakdowns. He kept arguing and I finally told him to get out and I named the baby Kira. He went off on me for naming the baby without him. During my pregnancy we had agreed on the name Kira, but as soon as I gave birth on the day my sister died he wanted to name it after her. A few hours later I got calls from his side of the family telling me I should have let him name the baby, because in their house the first baby is named entirely by the dad. Update: my little sister went on his Instagram and found out he's been cheating on me with 5 other women and got 3 of them pregnant.
My husband wanted a divorce until he lost his job. My husband, 34 male, and I, 38 female, have been married for 6 years. We have had our ups and downs, but the biggest down is how he speaks to me. I just had our son 1 year ago. When I was 10 months postpartum, he was telling Annie I am fat and lazy. And all I do is take care of the baby and work. As I still had baby weight on navigating new routines, work, and caring for our baby. O&D 4 other children while working 40 hours a week. On my birthday, he demanded I not leave the house or he would divorce me. Just so happened my daughter had an appointment for her teeth. The morning of my birthday, so I took her. He didn't even say hello to me and slept in his game room. He has been sleeping there since. It's been 2 months. He told everyone he was divorcing me, spoke to an attorney, and everything. Before even telling me he wanted a divorce. He told me I was not the prize. I'm almost 40 and have 4 kids. He said Hayes the prize, Hayes in his prime and makes good money. And any women would love to be in my shoes and take care of his kids. He said Hayes the prize, Hayes in his prime and makes good money. Fast forward, he loses his job and telling me to wait to move. He then starts talking nicer to me and acting different than before. I told him I was still moving out and going forward with separating. Now Hayes going around saying I am a gold digger. And leave as soon as he loses his job. Hayes saying he wanted to try to make it work. But I am the one choosing to leave to all his family and friends.